Hello, BSG. Welcome to our next run. I'm Green Snowdog. I'm gonna be your host for the next few runs, and hopefully you appreciate me to stay here for a little while. Right now we have Yes Free Wanderers from Yes with Mannix here playing. Good luck and take it away.
Thank you, Green Snowdog, and also let's give a quick shout out to everybody working the back scene, doing some awesome work for an awesome cause. It's my first time in any event associated to ESA, so I'm proud to be here. So we're presenting Ys 3, the Genesis version. So let's get ready on timer here. We'll be on go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So if you're familiar with the Ys series, this is the third installment. It happens about 3 years after the second one. So we return to the town of Serena, which is Dogi, your traveling partner, his hometown, and there's been some dangers and weird stuff happening. So we're coming over here to check it out. And the character here with the red hair, that is Adolf, that is you. And the first part is just this kind of little boring cutscene. As you can see, 1991, it's a late Genesis release. And if you ever played this game, the Oath of Felghana, the remake, is basically this story. So you might see some familiar things even if you've played the modern version. So the first thing we do here is we get back to the lodge and Elena shows up. And he's like, oh my god, I haven't seen you forever. And then she's like, thanks a lot, but I have stuff to do, bye. It's like, come on, I just got here after 10 years. And you just leave? Anyway, so first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do fast text. I'm also going to switch my controls just because it's a preference. So now text boxes will be instant. And the first thing we're going to do is the game has fortunately given us 1,000 gold to start with. We're going to buy an item called the amulet, which we'll use to do a glitch in about 30 seconds. So I will warn everybody that it is a photosensitive glitch, so there's going to be 3 big flashes on the screen. So if you're photosensitive, please take a moment to take any necessary precautions. So now we're leaving the town, and then one of the miners is hurt and says that the Mayor Grady is stuck in the mines and we have to save him. So us hero that nobody knows in the town has been tasked to save the mayor. We're that important already. Alright, so here we go with the tiger mine. So there's some pretty risky stuffs here. You can see I don't have a lot of health, so the first thing I'm going to do is make a safety save here. And we'll be doing that a couple places in the run. And I just want to shout out to one of my favorite tracks about to start already. The Genesis soundtrack of this game is pretty great. So we gotta watch out there. I can die in 2 hits. Alright, so here comes the glitch. So we're just gonna exit in and out and use the amulet once every time we transition to the screen. That's 2, and we'll do it one more time. And the amulet will break, that's normal after 3 attempts. What's that? Look at that, look at my health. I got a full health bar, 255 HP, we got max health, we got 255 ring power, and we have max gold. So this game has a max stats glitch in the first area of the game. So if you ever considered running this game and you thought it was too hard casually, well, guess what? The Genesis version is right for you, because you're going to have an easier time until you get towards the end anyway. So, and if you've also played Ys before, it doesn't look like I have a weapon, but I actually do. So in the first installments of the game, you could actually bump into enemies. So here's this guy, he's like, get out of the mine and stay out of my way. And this miner's like, hey, what are you doing here? And he just kicks him out, and you're like, oh my god, what's going on? He's like, I was trying to save the mayor, but we couldn't get through, and now this guy's being mean, and take this warehouse key and go get a sword. But so now we got to backtrack. So the funny thing is about backtracking is the only reason we are backtracking is because it's a required key item. Otherwise we would just continue down because it's definitely doable. But yeah, Green Snow, if there's anything to plug in, now's a good time because we're backtracking.
Oh, all right. So we would like to thank ESA for supporting the event and allowing us to stream on their channel. For information of their upcoming events as well, and any changes due to COVID-19 outbreak, be sure to check out esamarathon.com for information readily available to you as quick as possible.
Thank you, and great timing because we're about to get to the boss. Also, if everybody has a lot of donations for Green Snow Dog, please do so. It's for a good cause, and he just loves reading donations. All right, that was Duran, and Duran is dead. So, like I said, we're pretty overpowered right now. We're gonna grab the longsword here, which is the first key item. So normally you're like, all right, I got a cool sword now, but we're just not even gonna equip it. Not for now. So now we're backtracking once again because now we can actually go in the mine because the story has unlocked it for us. So maybe we can talk about a couple mechanics here. The jumping, as you can see, the terrain is pretty rocky. That's kind of a thing in all of the game. It's actually a serious time save over the long run to not bump into terrain. And I'll definitely bump into terrain. Or like these enemies, if they hit you, stuns you a little bit like that, it adds up. If I crouch like that, it's because I didn't press down at the right place and I crouched, so that's like the crouch of shame. And there we go, twice in a row. Alright. Now this fall, shoutouts to the world record holder, doesn't even touch the walls. I don't even know. I could do this one. There we go. Alright, so we're coming up to El Felu, or the Siren boss, which is the first boss, and we're gonna have to do a save because, hey, why is the first real boss of the game is so hard and can one-shot you even though you're max stats? That sounds like a pretty beginner-friendly boss. We're just gonna get into range and just dig it. Oh, see, thank God I did the save. One shot. So this boss unfortunately bodies you. Alright, let's try again. I was prepared for this. Alright. There we go. Alright. There we go. So El Felu's down. And we get the sunset statue. So we're going to be collecting several statues in the game. That's the first one. So we get in here, we find the mayor, and this guy is like, don't ever interfere with me again or I'll kill you. I'm going to let you go this time. It's like, whoa, dude, chill out. So we check with the mayor, and the mayor's fine. We get the mayor out of here, and they're like, go tell the city, or the town, I should say, village. A couple houses. So as we go in, the guard of the town, Jetai, is like, hey, Dogi wants to see you at the lodge. What do you do when somebody wants to meet you? You go shopping and dress well. So we're going to go in here. We're going to buy a whole bunch of stuff because we got 65,000 gold. So we're just going to buy the best weapons we can. Here's the broadsword, the banded armor. We'll get the shield, large banded shield. There we go. We're going to get out of here. We're actually going to equip this right away. Right, there we go. So now we got an actual sword. You can see it now. Yay! So now we're going to go to the lodge to see Dogi. See what Dogi wants. So we get here, and Dogi and Elena's here, and they're like, hey, we have a story to tell you. In the past 6 months, it's about my brother Chester, which is the guy we saw earlier. He's been getting in and out of the Alcarno ruins, and I don't know why. And so does brother Pierre, which is like the priest of the town. So they're like, could you go check out the Alcarno ruins? Sure, why not? So we went from a stranger to the city to saving the mayor to checking out some forbidden ruins. So, you know, from zero to hero, I tell you. So now we're going to leave the town because we're done here. I'm not even going to talk to Jedi. Alright, here we go to Alcarno Ruin. And by the way, there's another really good song about to start. This game has a really good soundtrack. So as you can see, I can kill stuff. I'm just going to try to downstab them while jumping so that I don't lose momentum from getting hit, but it's going to happen. And I can actually just hold my button so it looks like I'm swinging my sword. So now we got birds. If you play video games, you always hate screens with birds. So this screen is absolutely terrible, casually. But, you know, we got max stats, so we'll just completely ignore them. Yeah, Green Snow, if there's anything else to say right now, it's a good time as well. This is a long walk of nothing.
Well, yeah, as a long walk, I guess we can say that for anyone new here, we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. But due to the situation surrounding COVID-19, we're currently doing our events online for the time being. Currently, this is as well BSG Online 5. So we're still continuing for now. But this event features streamers from both from the Benelux area and the rest of the world, bringing you entertainment during the lockdown.
Nice. You have impeccable timing because this is the next part. So we walk here and we hear Chester and Brother Pierre, and he's like, "Hey, how'd you get here?" And Brother Pierre's like, "I got lost. I don't know." And they were like, "Hey, we hear somebody up there. Send the guards." It's like, oh my god. All right. So we're like, "You must be Chester." He's like, "How do you know my name?" It's like, "Your sister's worried about you." It's like, "You have nothing to do with me or my sister." And he just kicks you down here, and he's like, "Nobody's gonna get out of here." But you don't kick somebody down a lava pit saying they'll die when they have max stats. I'm just saying. So now we're in the Alkina ruins, deep in the fire pit. As you can see, there's all kinds of stuff. There's rolling enemies, there's birds enemies, there's flame. It's like the absolute terrible fire level of a video game. But and here's the meme of the game. We're gonna grab Harb. It's supposed to be Herb, but it's a nice translation mistake right there. But we'll just call it Harb because it's funny. It's just a safety item. You don't actually need it if you play very well. And the moment I said play very well is why I picked it up. Look at that. All the fire hitting me. So we're coming up to a boss. But before we come up to Gilon, we gotta play with fire slinkies. Run away from the fire slinkies. I owned a slinky as a kid. You could throw that down the steps. That's what it reminds me of. It could remind you of fire Cheetos as well. Take your pick. Alright, so here's Gilon. And there's a really funny strat for this boss where you're gonna crouch right here and just hold our attack button. So what you guys don't see is I'm actually just poking from me. And the boss should die as soon as it comes out. There we go. No dragon for nobody. Right. Stone Idol. Hey, that's actually a gold split. That's awesome. Alright, so now we gotta backtrack. So when I was setting up for this run, they asked me what my favorite Pokemon was. So I think you should all donate and tell me who your favorite Pokemon is and why. Shoutouts to the tech team. So now we got to do the reverse Cheetos. Fortunately, they're hard to dodge, so I'm just not going to. All right. So the item that the boss gave us is the Stone Idol. The Stone Idol will be used to solidify a portion of lava that was otherwise not passable earlier, which is a little bit past where we got kicked down the road. And you'll see me like pause or like freeze during upwards jumps. This climbing is absolutely terrible. Like the terrain is already really weird to determine, but climbing upwards is weird. And like for your jump, you have to like hold your jump. The longer you hold your jump, the higher you jump. So that can be annoying. All right. Here we go. Now we can cross. I feel like I'm playing Zelda 2, you know, they give you an item and then you can cross the bridge. There we go. So now we got more screens of this. more dangers. So it's worth noting that even though I am max stats, getting hit does matter. As you can see, I am losing a little bit of health, and every time I kill a boss, there is a health refill that is quite slow that happens. So actually getting through this very efficiently, which I'm not doing that best of a job of right now, does matter in the long run. Oops. See what I mean by terrain? Alright, so now we're starting to climb. I feel like we might be able to get out of here. More climb. Hey, there we go, steps. Alright, we made it out. So Elena was like, oh my god, you're safe. I thought you were dead. It's like, let's hide. Someone's coming. Then we see Chester and he's like, oh my god, I just heard something. He's like, well, open the door. It's like the only place it could be. And this guy, Merlin, is like, no, I didn't hear anything. So they're like, we have to go. We have some plans. Like, alright. Didn't check the one door. Could have caught me. Game would have been over. But here we are in this secret area. And sure enough, there's a really cool glowing switch. What is this? Let's push it. Looks like a switch. It's shiny. Press it. Oh my god, it is a switch. So we're like, hey, you should go back to town and stay safe. I'll go explore. Be careful. Here we go. So the boss coming up is Gyalva. I believe these are the Japanese names, so I might be butchering them, but we'll say Gyalva. So we're just going to do a quick duck once we get down to make it come down. There we go. And then we can downstab it. And take all the health away. There we go. Alright. So now we got the Moonstar statues, so we're collecting statues. We're statue collectors. So now we have to get out of here. It's custom to swing your sword to that beat. There we go. So Chester's like, I'm surprised you made it out, but now you know too many things, so I will need to kill you. And Elena's like, brother, stop. It's not what you think. He's like, I don't want to fight you, but stay out of my way. So let's go back to town. And like, we're not even into town. She's like, I got things to take care of. Like, she's Elena, man. She's busy. So we're going back to town, and then Dogi shows up and is like, I'm going to see my former teacher of fighting in Mount Seiko. Which is funny because the name of the teacher is Teacher. Right. So now he's like, the mayor wants to see you. Go see the mayor. Alright, I will. Here we go. Alright. So the mayor is like, oh my god, thanks for saving me and for discovering what's going on in the ruins. Why don't you join us in collecting the statues? First, we have some miners to help because they're still stuck in the mine. So we're actually gonna go back into the tiger mine, which was the first stage. And the time ring that was given is not going to be used in the game, but it is a key item, so you get it no matter what. But it basically freezes enemies at the cost of ring power. Right. Do, 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 do. So here we go back in the timer mine. This time it'll be a little less dangerous here in the first part. A little bit more HP. So it's actually going to be a short trip into the mine because we're just going to take a different path that we couldn't take earlier. Just kind of going to do a quick downwards here. Hey, that was actually not bad. I'm terrible at that usually. we're gonna pick up the powering now. That's one of the bread and butter items in this game. So as you probably figured it out, the powering gives you more power. So here's the mine where enemies are stuck. You have this weird song too in this mine. The deeper you get into the mines, the weirder the songs get, don't they? There's some weird enemies. That one always gets me. So we're still too powerful for this stuff. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to take a short path to the side here. And we're going to pick up a crystal. And what the crystal does is you can trade in later for the shopkeeper in town to create some brochure serum, which we'll need near the end of the game. But for now, I'm just going to go to one of the most annoying parts of the game, especially coming back, just because the terrain, not because of the dangers of the enemies. Here we go. So now we find the miners and all around this chest, and if you talk to all of them, they're like, hey, we can't open this shit. Oh. So now we have the tablet because we're the hero with the statues, and there's like a legend that the hero of the statues sealed away Mannix86, this evil being. And now that we showed up with the statues, we were able to open that, and things are crumbling, and they're like, oh my god, we didn't know this was true. It's like maybe Mannix86 is revived out of after all. Oops. I don't want to talk twice. That's time loss. So now we have
Just
to make our way.
chat.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. Here we go. Jump. Yes. So I usually fall down there and have to climb all the way back up. But not this time. Coming up is Mr. Steva. It's actually one of the most annoying bosses because if the boss hits you, you teleport backwards. Look at that. Fortunately, only a few swipes. Here we go. So, here's our new statue, the light statue. And now we gotta backtrack the entire mine. So Green Snow Dog, I'll let you have a few words if there's anything.
Sure. We have though 2 donations here. We have a €10 donation from Congolese. No comment, but thank you so much. Much appreciated. And then another one, a €5.55 donation from Dog Snow Green, saying, Quasar. Not quite. No, not quite. Ah, what is the Pokemon? The blue thing.
Meryl?
It is. No, it is probably. Yeah, it is Quagsire. The one blue that opens the mouth, looks like it's screaming.
Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, I totally forgot that I've asked for donation about favorite Pokemon, and I only know Gen 1 and 2. Well, thank you so much for the donations. Alright, this is like one of the parts I hate the most, because terrain. I insist terrain is terrible. Terrainable, that's what I should call it.
Oh, can I also say one quick thing?
Sure thing.
Because I forgot to mention, the €5.55 went towards Free Ninja's kickback to picking the character. It went to Tum Tum.
Tum Tum, alright, Team Tum Tum. Tum Tum is I would say is the favorite amongst the group. And the most memorable character if you've ever seen the Three Ninjas Kickback movie. If not, you should go check it out. Alright, we are out of the mines. So now we're going back to town. So we're gonna go see the mayor because, you know, the mayor's our quest giver, basically. So we get here and we're like, what's that? So Merlin with the dark hair and King McGuire are here, and they're like, hand over the statues, and the mayor's like, no, it's mine. So like, hey, I got a new statue, speaking of which, and they're like, we have tell you about something. So we believe King Maguire and Merlin are trying to revive the Mannix using the statues. So let's try to get all the statues before them to stop it. It's like, go speak to the teacher in Mount Seiko. I would myself, but as you can see, my leg is broken. Like, alright, so now we're running errands for the mayor. Alright. I forgot to ask what the wage was before going, but you know, we're a good lad. We'll do it for free this time. So now we're headed to Mount Seiko, which is, you know, in the Alps. Which has a really nice song, but there's also annoying jumping enemies. So things are still not doing a lot of damage to us, but it's coming up soon where my stats won't matter as much. And of course, climbing and jumping enemies, like they really didn't want you to go fast here. And we got some caves with some Cyclops, that's how I call them. So it looks like a Cyclops with and they throw rocks. Maybe they're clop rocks. I'm not sure. I should probably learn the real lore. Alright, so here we go. Now we make it to this random cabin and Dobie is like, hey, why are you here? Something has happened in town. It's like, alright, come on in. It's like, oh man, so King Maguire is trying to get the statue. Well, there happens to be one here, but you can't beat the boss without this weapon. Spoilers, we can. But we're going to equip it anyway. So we're going to leave. We're going to equip the sword. So this is actually the second best sword in the game already. So we're well equipped. There's this weird gargoyle statue. I wonder if that's ever going to be something important in the game. I guess we'll find out. So there's more jumpies and more climbies. I find this song soothing. I've actually fallen asleep speedrunning this game once because I was listening to this song and practicing. That was Legati, and bye Legati. And we get the flame staff. How you thought it would be a statue, right? It's actually a flame staff. So we got the flame item in the snow level. And we're gonna backtrack to our friend the gargoyle. It's just a few screens away. Alright. Here we go. So we burn everything, and look at that. The ground is dissipating. So now we can go down here. And there's more caves. Alright. Coming up is Gilius, which is like a dragon-like boss. And the hitbox is really weird on Gilius. It's not quite the head and not quite the neck. It's like somewhere in there. Alright, so now we have the dark statue. Now we have quite a bit of few statues. We try to get out of here. It's like, don't move. And Chester's like, hand over the statue. And of course, in movie-like fashion, the cave starts crumbling and the entrance is blocked off. It was like, oh my god, we have to talk now. This is embarrassing. It's like, just tell me everything before you kill me. It was like, a long time ago, the king wiped the village, and myself and my sister are one of the only few who have survived. So I was forced to slave for the mayor and make amends And while I was doing that, I learned about the rumors about the statues and reviving Mannix86. And I figured if we somehow revive Mannix86, it might attack the mayor, or it might attack the king and kill the king. So this is all like a big revenge plot going on. So we get back out of here and we hear that the castle was, or the castle attacked the town and captured some people. So now we get the heal ring, which spoilers we're not going to use either. All right.
So, hello. Currently, our runner has some internet issues, but hopefully we can get him back and continue the run in just a few minutes. So, stand by. We need a little bit of time and then up and running again.
All right, we are back. Sorry for the brief moment of disconnection. Fortunately, the most that you've missed is just backtracking. And what we have here is the battle armor, which is the best chest gear of the game. So we're well equipped now. Take a little less damage. Those spikes are one shot if they hit you, so yeah, that one I'll wait. Alright, so coming up is a really difficult boss, so we will save just as safety and we will equip the powering and the herb. This is Halibus, which is like a dog. Wow, that fight went fantastic. Oh, really? I called it before I called it. Okay. Putting words into my own mouth. And that's why we save. Okay, so now he decides to go off screen. That's his other pattern. Not looking good. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful. Okay. Whew. What a scary fight. So now you see the refill in its best form. Alright. So that went a little poorly, but that's okay. Now things are starting to get interesting in the plot. So we're about to get to this dead end, and then Merlin's like, he was about to attack you. It's like, I want to talk to Kim McGuire. I was like, well, it might not matter anymore, so go ahead. And there we go. The music through the window opens the secret way. And like all secret paths in the game, Elena was like, it could be a trap, don't go. He's like, I have to go. Go back to the town. I'll go after Merlin. Which is exactly what we're doing. And we're gonna save because I can also die at Merlin. So this is like the second area of the castle, which is a lot shorter. So here's the prison. So we hear that there's prison, but we have to fight the knight for the key. So we're gonna do that. This fight's a little funny because we're gonna use the crouch tactic. We're crouched right about here, and we should be able to do a lot of damage. There we go. Still took a few swats, but nothing too dangerous. That was Jill Darrows, by the way. To keep the trend of mentioning the boss names. So now we have the dungeon key. Now we can go save our friends. Had I used the herb in the previous fight, the Albus fight, I would get an extra one here. Brother Pierre, but we don't need to talk to Brother Pierre. We're just going to talk to this soldier. And we're going to get the blue bracelet. Alright, so now people are free, but you know, we're still going after the king in Merlin. So here we go. So now we just gotta... We opened a red barrier with the red bracelet. I'm not even going to spoil to anybody what we're going to do with a blue bracelet. That would be extremely unfortunate for me to break the plot. Here we go. So now we're in the clock tower, which is one of the last areas of the game.
Do you tell me when you've got time?
Yeah, we always have time. Go ahead.
Alright. We have a donation from Nikolai the Tender, €154 donation, saying, let's get oh god, I can't read. Let's get at least one incentive, shall we? And that went towards the Dizzy 3.5 showcase in Magic Land Dizzy. So thank you so much for that generous donation and completing that incentive. Much appreciated.
Wasn't that like 200 the goal? That was crazy. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's for a great cause. And great timing here. We got the flame sword, which is the best weapon of the game. So now we're fully equipped. Funny how the best weapon of the game is just in some corner, right? No challenge whatsoever. Right, so we're gonna equip that. We're gonna do two things here. We're actually gonna make a save here on this crane because there's a really difficult jump. And if you fall, it's like impossible to get back up. Okay. Take two. Okay, and now my jump button got eaten. I'm not gonna lie, it's an annoying jump. Okay. The game doesn't like me right now. Everything is planned. Hey, there we go, fourth try. Not gonna lie, you have to do that jump casually as well. It's not like a shortcut or anything. Alright, just slicing through a few more enemies in the clock tower. So there's this enemy here that's like, hey, you'll never pass. Really? I'm pretty sure you just died. Nice. So now we got the crane. So we're coming up to the Merlin fight, which I called earlier, much sooner. We're gonna make a backup because we're gonna try the power ring strat, which is a lot faster but a lot more dangerous. So Merlin can spawn all over the place. Let's make the save here. That's a long trek. So here we go. The Mannix has been revived. Oh no. So here we go, ring. So we want to crouch basically right in front of him outside of his lightning zone. That's perfect. Oh, we got a great spawn too. Oh, and that's what you see. My god, my luck right now is just fabulous. You can tell I came prepared. Alright. I'm just going to show off the protect ring strat instead. So this protect ring strat, the energy goes down a lot faster. I don't do a lot of damage, but I don't take damage either. So this is like the safe strat. Where are you? It spawns all over the place. As you can see, it drains quite a bit of ring, and these are bad spawns. Alright. So I'm pretty sure every risk factor of the game so far has bit me at least once. Hey, we defeat Merlin. And King McGuire is like, I'm foolish to have trust Merlin and Demandicus. You must stop Demandicus now. Take this statue. Which is the goblin statue. Alright. So now we have the thing to go to Demandicus Island and sort of end this whole thing. We're like, oh my god, you're safe, Elena! And the Mannix is like, this is what happens when you spoil my plans. Just whoosh. Gone. Zayda is like, what do I do now? What am I fighting for? Do I save Elena? Do I save the city? Do I just leave? Anyway, so we get into town and everybody's like, oh, we want to thank you. Dogi's like, oh my god, what happened? It's like, Demandicus took Elena. I have to save her. It's like, alright, go talk to the mayor and save her. First thing we're going to do here, because it's the last area, we're going to do some shopping. So we talked about some stuff here. We're going to do the ring power recharge. So we need all of that. We'll get the Brosha serum. And we'll buy another amulet. So we'll need that as well. And finally we'll buy a necklace, which is kind of like a Zelda fairy. If I die, I will be revived. So yeah, so now we're just going to talk to the mayor and we're going to go to the Demandicus Island, which is sort of like the last little bit of a break. So at Green Snow Dive, if there's any last things to plug in, that would be the perfect time.
All right. So for anyone here as well, doesn't know what we're raising for. We're raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental issues themselves or within their family. And all donations will go to Mind. Hold on. As additional, in every region of the world, mental disorder surpasses 10% of the population. Governments seem to lack momentum in reducing that burden of mental health problems, as only 55% of mental health awareness and only 8% of suicide prevention plans. Organizations like mine help raise awareness to help the issues, helping us to get a step closer to a world where everyone gets the help that they need. And so yeah, any and all donations will go to mine to help people in need.
Thank you very much. Now we are in Mannix86. We just made a backup save because that's just a recurring thing. So normally you have to use the fire jewel, which we got from the mayor, to light up the place, but like any speedrunner, we're just going to navigate in the dark, right? There we go. There's actually an elevator taking us down here. These skeletons do a ton of damage, so we're just going to take them safely. Especially this one, just coming up the stairs. Oh, of course. Just gonna hold left here. All of a sudden, these new skeletons just take one hit. Kind of fooling you. Right? This one is really weird because he's right in front of the door. We're just gonna make a backup save here. So we're about to fight X Merlin, which is basically the second form of who we fought earlier. Fight is very much the same concept. So we're going to equip the ring here. So the reason we use the power ring is because it consumes a lot less ring energy than the protect ring, which is important here because we'll need as much ring as we want. Or that we need. We'll need pretty much all of it. So we're coming up to the final fight, but it's not time after the final fight. But I will mention that the final fight screen is really hard on the eyes. So if you do have photosensitivity, I do recommend to turn away for this fight. There's just a lot of stuff and flashes, and just the overall background of the fight is really difficult on the eyes. So we're about to get here and save Elena, but Chester's like, no, this is my problem. I caused all of this. Leave my sister alone. And she's like on a bridge. Ah! And the text is going too fast and I can't read all of this. And then just a whole bunch of things happening. Lightning. So basically, Mannix86 is like, you can't fight me. Look at all my power. I just took you away. Now both of them are in trouble. There's like, fight me, Mannix86. If you win, I'll give you the statue. It's like, brave young boy. So now we fight Mannix86. Here we go. It's a pretty long fight, pretty difficult fight as well. So here's the troubling screen. Okay. So we're going to wait till Mannix86 comes down on screen like this. We're going to equip the power ring and we're going to equip the amulet so we can hit both sides 3 times. Now we got to take out the little arms. Come on. There we go. So the goal would be to take 2 hits in there, but so now I have to wait because he moves towards where I am. Now we gotta do these like half jumps. Try to get as much damage in as possible. That's actually going really well. Okay, so that's why we brought the fairy item. So we're gonna heal up fully here, and we're gonna menu. Hopefully before we take damage. Okay. We're gonna switch to the protect ring, and we're gonna switch to the brochure arms. So now we do less damage, but we can just jump into the boss's hitbox. But as you can see, my ring power is draining really fast, so I have to be really efficient with this, which is why we bought the serum, so we can use 3 refills here. There we go. We're almost there. Okay, that was a fantastic fight. Okay, I thought I would die a few times, but yeah, really happy with that fight. Alright, so get ready on the timer in about a minute or so. We're just going through a few cutscenes here. Timer will be when you see "Let's Go Doogie," which is the last text box. It's still a bit of ways. So Adol learns here that Elena and Chester are the last survivors of the attack of the king. And Chester's goal is to put an end to this. So like every good RPG, somebody has to sacrifice themselves and explode with the island. So that's Chester. So thanks, Chester, for blowing up with the island. There we go. So we put the statues into there, and bam, things disappear. So now we're back in town with this lovely song, and it's like we're leaving early so that nobody sees us leaving. Alright, it's like go on ahead, I just have a few things to do, so we're gonna do that. Go on ahead. I'm probably a terrible judge of time, and that was more than a minute. That's okay. Alright, so Jedi is like, are you leaving? Yeah, he's like, yeah, there's nothing for me here. It's like, you better go talk to him. You'll leave and you might never see him again. She's like, no, I'm fine. Then you can see she's not fine. She's like, run. Like, here we go. If you change your minds, like, no, I've made my mind. I'm leaving. Take care, Jedi. And Dogi's like, hey, wait up. And this is time. Boom. I have 51. GG's to me. Thanks for the claps.
Some sort of resemblance that's before.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what. I was a little too rough on the timer there. I have 51:14 on my splits, which is just under a minute from my PB. So it's a really good run, even though I had to do a few backups. But that's what backups are for. But yeah, I just want to give a couple of shout outs here to Genome, who is the world record holder of this game. Just put a ton of work in this game. Not even close to the 45 minutes put up. And just the Genesis community overall. It is always a pleasure to play Genesis games, which always need some new runners. And also shoutouts to the entire community over at ESA BSG. This was my first time participating, and I'll be participating a lot more. I have several other runs coming up. Yeah, I've been enjoying myself, and yeah, I think that'll be it for me now. I believe we have another game before I've come on. Green Snowdog, can you tell us what game that is and take us away to break?
Yeah. So thank you so much for the run as well. It was absolutely wonderful having you here. Can't wait to see you later on. But yeah, next up we have VeggieTales, Larry Boy and the Bad Apples. What an interesting run, but hey. Yeah, that's up next by Zoya Lei. Sorry for unable to pronounce it, but I'll figure it out hopefully. But yeah, thank you so much for the run again, and let's go into intermission.
Bye bye, thanks.